Okay, this is a real quick video to show how I converted the Halo Master Chief helmet, which is it's the one piece. It's kind of a rubberized plastic. It's very pliable, very flexible. It's not the hard two-piece, more flimsy one. I picked this up at Spirit Halloween for just under $40, thanks to the 20% coupon. So let me go over what I did with the helmet. Sorry, one person, only two hands. Let me pull that out. I just wanted to show you the packing that it came in. The first thing that I had to do with the helmet was I had to remove the interior padding. And that's what this is that you see right here. This is the padding that is on the inside of the helmet. It helps to use a hair dryer to heat it and to be able to pull this out. And then there's two large pieces inside the helmet that I pulled out. The next thing I had to do was I had to remove the stock visor. I would have left it in and just worn protective sunglasses underneath or protective clear glasses in case I took an impact riding the motorcycle for the protection, because the plastic wouldn't be strong enough. However, the plastic visor that comes with it has an incredibly foggy look to it. It's not even picking it up. It's really just looks terrible, and it wouldn't have been safe to use it. So rather than cut it out, again, I used a hair dryer to heat it, and I pulled it out all the way along, and there's a little channel that it sits in, and was able to remove that. And that was the second step. The next thing I did was I used a motorcycle DOT legal skull cap. And you can get skull caps anywhere online for in between $30 to $60, I think is roughly the price that you will pay. So I tried to fit the skull cap into the motorcycle helmet, thinking that I was going to cut this entire helmet apart and mount it to one of my old full face, but then that would require painting the full face helmet and also cutting this and gluing it on. And I was going to use shoe goo, or let's see, here we go. This E6000 or shoe goo. But when I couldn't get the motorcycle helmet to fit in, I heated the entire helmet with a hair dryer, not a heat gun. It'd be very easy to, thank you, Squeaky, very easy to melt this with a heat gun, but with a hair dryer. And once I did that, it became pliable enough that I was able to fit the motorcycle helmet inside. I just put the front in this way and then pushed it under, and it popped in. And it actually is incredibly stable. It's so tight it doesn't move around. However, if you want to, you could add double-sided sticky Velcro on the back of the helmet, on the inside right here, and on the helmet as well. So once the helmet was mounted inside, then I cut an old visor. and I'm not sure if you can see in there, my old visor was way too large, so I cut off the sides just to be able to get it to fit in there. And when I did that, I noticed that the angle of the visor wouldn't let it fit. So all I had to do was turn the visor upside down. And this is actually the top of the mount right here is the bottom of my stock gold visor. And I didn't have to cut that angle at all. That worked perfectly. And I mounted it once it was cut into place just by using Gorilla Tape right on the inside edge, and then it goes about 3 inches into the helmet. And I've already done a couple test rides and it holds it perfectly, also keeps out air. If I thought about cutting it using this as a template so that it would fit inside the channel, then use a clear silicone to mount it in place. And that would probably be a better idea, and that might work better, but I was kind of pressed for time, so this is all I did. I just marked off where I needed to cut it, and then I also, for the nose, because the helmet, the way it fits, it throws my face forward into the Master Chief helmet, and my nose hit the front bridge right here. So I used some of the padding I ripped out and Gorilla Tape to make a pad for my nose right here. The last thing is, because the visor is, I guess the angle of the visor is splaying the helmet out from left to right, and that is causing the front end to be closer to my nose. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I still have to tweak this, but I thought that if I could put a bolts in to pull this together, basically, if I'm able to compensate for the visor bowing out, I'll be able to push this section forward just about 1/4 of an inch, which will make it a lot more comfortable. But anyway, super happy with how that turned out. Super happy that I didn't have to cut it apart and paint a helmet. Real quick though, this, make sure to check your laws. There's funky laws in different states about masks, even though it does have a DOT legal motorcycle helmet in there. There might be some other funky laws that your jurisdiction has, so make sure to check that out first. The other thing is, I'm only using this when I am wearing the Master Chief costume when I'm riding the motorcycle. Without question, skull caps, they're better than nothing, but using a skull cap for a motorcycle is just, it's stupid, to be honest. It doesn't give the protection that you really need. You should spend as much money as possible for the best motorcycle helmet you can get. But like I said, I'm just using this for whenever I have the Master Chief costume, and I didn't want to spend $500+ for the NECA Master Chief motorcycle helmet after seeing how poorly all the reviews have been of the motorcycle helmet. I would have had no problem buying that if it got great reviews, but I have yet to see a positive review, not to mention that it also seems to give a bobblehead effect because it's so much larger. Where this is just perfect. This just worked out perfect. So for about $100 you can get a DOT legal Master Chief motorcycle helmet. Any questions, let me know. And again, this is not something I would recommend is a daily riding helmet just for safety. If you're going to do that, cut this apart and mount it onto your full face helmet. That's the way to go, just for comfort and safety. But if you just wanted a cheap alternative, I was very happy with how this turned out.